Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we embark on an intriguing historical journey to explore one of the most significant and fascinating chapters in world history, the fall of the mighty Ottoman Empire. Join me as we delve deep into the pages of history to uncover the major mistakes that ultimately led to the empire's decline and dissolution. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, so you never miss an episode exploring history's defining moments. And if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow history enthusiasts, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, let's get started. The fall of the Ottoman Empire was a complex historical process with various contributing factors. While it's challenging to point to a single major mistake that led to its demise, several key factors and mistakes played significant roles in the empire's decline. But today we will point some important mistakes. 1. Militarily overextended. The Ottoman Empire was often engaged in multiple military conflicts, which strained its resources and manpower. Maintaining a vast empire that extended into Europe, Asia, and Africa required a substantial military presence, and constant warfare depleted the empire's strength. One major mistake was the decision to enter World War I, 1914 to 1918, on the side of the Central Powers, which further exhausted Ottoman resources and ultimately led to its downfall. 2. Economic mismanagement. The Ottomans struggled with economic mismanagement and inefficiency. They imposed heavy taxes, leading to widespread poverty and discontent among their subjects. This fiscal mismanagement weakened the empire's economic foundation and made it difficult to maintain a strong military or invest in technological and industrial advancements. 3. Political corruption and instability. The Ottoman political system suffered from corruption, nepotism, and inefficiency. Sultans often appointed incompetent or disloyal officials to key positions, which undermined the effectiveness of the government. The Janissaries, the Ottoman Empire's elite military force, also became a corrupt and disruptive element, leading to political instability. 4. Nationalism and ethnic tensions. The Ottoman Empire was home to a diverse array of ethnic and religious groups, and nationalist sentiments began to rise among these populations. The empire's suppression of these nationalistic movements and its efforts to assimilate different groups into a single Ottoman identity ultimately backfired. The Armenian genocide during World War I is one particularly egregious example of these tensions. 5. Technological and industrial lag. The Ottomans lagged behind Europe in terms of technological and industrial advancements. They failed to modernize their military and infrastructure at the same rate as their European rivals, leaving them at a disadvantage in terms of firepower and industrial capacity. 6. Loss of territorial holdings. Over time, the Ottoman Empire lost several key territories. By the late 17th century, it had lost much of its European holdings. The Treaty of Cainarca in 1774 and the Treaty of Adrianople in 1829 saw the loss of significant territories in Eastern Europe and the Caucasus, respectively. These territorial losses weakened the empire both economically and militarily. 7. International pressure and diplomacy. The Ottoman Empire was often under pressure from European powers, who sought to protect the interests of their own nationals within the empire. Diplomatic pressure and foreign intervention, often referred to as the Eastern Question, played a role in destabilizing the empire. Certainly, the fall of the Ottoman Empire was a multifaceted process with various additional factors and complexities that contributed to its decline. 8. Reform efforts and their shortcomings. The Ottomans attempted to initiate reforms during the 19th century to modernize and centralize their administration and military. However, these Tanzimat reforms faced resistance from conservative elements, and the reforms were often superficial or not implemented effectively. This limited their impact on the empire's overall stability and governance. 9. Rise of competing powers. During the 18th and 19th centuries, as the Ottoman Empire declined, other European powers like Britain, France, and Russia were rising in influence and power. This shift in the global balance of power made it more challenging for the Ottomans to maintain their territorial integrity and sovereignty. 10. Role of religion. The Ottoman Empire was historically identified as the Caliphate of Islam, and the sultans held the title of caliph, which symbolized their leadership in the Muslim world. However, by the early 20th century, the empire's Islamic identity began to wane. This religious aspect played a role in the empire's legitimacy and influenced its relations with both Muslim and non-Muslim subjects. 11. Impact of World War I. The Ottoman Empire's decision to enter World War I on the side of the Central Powers proved disastrous. The empire suffered territorial losses, and the Treaty of Sevres, 1920, imposed harsh terms, effectively dismembering the Ottoman state. The Turkish War of Independence, led by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, eventually resulted in the establishment of the Republic of Turkey on the Anatolian Peninsula, marking the end of the Ottoman Empire. 12. Influence of great power diplomacy. The so-called Great Game between the great powers in the 19th century, notably Britain and Russia, played a significant role in shaping the Ottoman Empire's destiny. The influence and interests of these powers often outweighed Ottoman sovereignty, impacting its internal and external policies. 13. Public dissatisfaction and revolts. Discontent among the empire's subjects, whether due to economic hardship, political oppression, or nationalistic aspirations, led to numerous revolts and uprisings. These events further destabilized the Ottoman state and drained its resources. Certainly, here are some more factors and aspects that contributed to the fall of the Ottoman Empire. 14. Communication and transportation. The Ottoman Empire faced challenges in maintaining efficient communication and transportation systems, which were crucial for effective governance and military logistics. The lack of a well-developed infrastructure hindered the empire's ability to respond swiftly to various crises. 15. Cultural and intellectual stagnation. The Ottoman Empire, particularly in its later centuries, saw a decline in cultural and intellectual vitality. While the empire had been a center of learning and culture during the medieval period, it gradually fell behind Europe in terms of intellectual and artistic developments, which affected its ability to innovate and adapt. 16. Dependency on agricultural revenue. The Ottoman economy heavily relied on agricultural revenue, which was subject to fluctuations due to factors such as droughts and poor land tenure systems. This over-reliance on agriculture made the economy vulnerable to periodic crises. 17. Role of European colonialism. European colonial powers extended their reach into the Ottoman Empire's peripheries, often exploiting divisions and tensions within the empire to further their own interests. The Ottoman Empire's inability to effectively counter this European encroachment added to its decline. 18. Influence of local elites. The Ottoman Empire ruled through local elites in many regions, granting them a degree of autonomy. While this approach allowed the empire to maintain control over diverse territories, it also led to regionalism and weakened the central authority's ability to enact reforms and enforce policies uniformly. 19. Healthcare and epidemics. The empire struggled with healthcare and disease control. Outbreaks of diseases, such as the cholera pandemic in the 19th century, further strained the empire's resources and reduced its population. 20. Legacy of imperial overextension. The Ottoman Empire's territorial gains during its expansionist periods left it with vast, heterogeneous territories to govern. This created a challenge in terms of integrating diverse populations and managing such a large and multifaceted empire. 21. Failure to embrace technological advancements. The Ottomans were slow to adopt Western military technology and industrial advancements, contributing to their military disadvantage against European powers. The empire's traditional reliance on cavalry and outdated military tactics hampered its ability to defend its borders effectively. 22. Demographic changes. The empire's demographic composition was also changing, with a declining Muslim population relative to non-Muslim groups. This shift affected the political and social dynamics within the empire, especially as nationalist movements gained momentum among non-Muslim communities. Certainly, here are some more details about the major mistakes and contributing factors that led to the fall of the Ottoman Empire. 23. Internal conflicts and decentralization. The Ottoman Empire's system of governance allowed a significant degree of autonomy to local rulers, which led to decentralization and weakened central authority. As various regions enjoyed more autonomy, This made it challenging for the central government to implement reforms or maintain control effectively. 24. Decline in military superiority. The Ottoman Empire, which had once boasted a formidable military, began to lose its edge in military technology and strategy. This decline in military superiority became evident as it faced powerful adversaries and invaders. 25. Economic challenges. The empire's economy faced several challenges, including inflation, corruption, and heavy taxation. These issues drained resources and hindered economic growth, making it difficult for the empire to finance its military and administrative needs. 26. Treaties and territorial losses. The Ottoman Empire experienced significant territorial losses over the centuries, especially in Europe. Treaties like the Treaty of Karlowitz, 1699, and the Treaty of Passarowitz, 1718, ceded many territories to rival powers, eroding the empire's holdings and influence. 27. Political corruption and patronage. Corruption and patronage within the Ottoman bureaucracy led to the promotion of officials based on loyalty and personal connections rather than merit. This weakened the effectiveness of the government and hindered reforms. 28. Ineffectual reforms. While there were attempts at reforms within the Ottoman Empire, such as the Tanzimat and the later Hamidian reforms, these were often too limited in scope or not effectively implemented. Reforms often faced resistance from conservative elements within the empire. 29. Failure to embrace industrialization. Unlike many European powers, the Ottoman Empire was slow to industrialize. This limited its ability to compete economically and militarily on the global stage. 30. Nationalism and ethnic tensions. Nationalism and ethnic tensions within the empire escalated, particularly in the Balkans. Nationalistic movements and the desire for independence among various ethnic and religious groups contributed to internal strife and disunity. 31. Oppression of minorities. The Ottoman Empire's treatment of minority populations, especially the Armenians and Greeks, is a contentious issue. The systematic mistreatment of these minority groups, such as the Armenian genocide during World War I, attracted international condemnation and further destabilized the empire. 32. Impact of World War I. The Ottoman Empire's decision to enter World War I on the side of the Central Powers was a critical mistake. This decision led to a series of military defeats, the occupation of its capital, Istanbul, and the imposition of punitive terms through the Treaty of Savres. These factors, among others, collectively contributed to the fall of the Ottoman Empire. The empire's decline was a complex and multifaceted process that unfolded over several centuries, culminating in its eventual dissolution and the establishment of modern nation-states in its former territories. It's important to emphasize that the fall of the Ottoman Empire was a gradual and complex process influenced by numerous interconnected factors. These factors, including internal weaknesses and external pressures, culminated in the empire's decline and eventual dissolution. The Ottoman Empire's legacy continues to shape the modern Middle East, and its history remains a subject of scholarly study and debate. And that brings us to the end of our journey through the major mistakes that marked the fall of the Ottoman Empire. We hope you found this historical exploration enlightening and engaging. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring you more captivating content like this. To stay updated on our upcoming historical deep dives and other exciting topics, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We've got a lot more in store, and we can't wait to have you along for the ride. Thank you for watching.